Get strong.
Welcome back to episode 3 of the Spiked Lemonade podcast. We did a little survey earlier seeing who, well, I guess more of a poll, seeing who was on the pod. Turns out to be
Matt Spolarich.
Absolutely, from North Jersey. JerseyBoyz representative, premier established player as of 2022. Was really excited to have Matt on to talk today about how he feels about 2022, getting to know about his spike ball journey, how he really got into playing, how he met Corey, his longtime partner with the JerseyBoyz, 2023 goals. We're going to go through a handful of things. We're going to go through some awards for the end of the year for different things, whether it be, serving, defending, a couple positional things, some jerseys, ideas. So really just getting started with Matt. Matt, talk to me if you could about how you got into spike ball, early spike ball.
So when I first heard about spike ball and how it was and what it is, my brother, he came up to me and he was talking about how he was going to play with his friends, he was going to play at this park, and I always thought it was such a stupid sport. I was like, why are you going to play this sport? It looks so stupid. It's like, oh, you're going to hit a ball on the net, go have fun with it. And then I eventually started playing it because he was playing it so much. And we just played for fun, basically all at beginner level, intermediate level, and it was fun. I liked it, but I didn't think of it any more than a beach game at the start. Until I got to college, I met this big kid named Corey Weiss, who he kind of introduced me to the competitive scene. I didn't know anything about it could be competitive, but then there was this club at Montclair, and it was okay, why not? I join, I go play, have fun a little bit. And it's I wasn't half bad. I was better than the other guys who just go and play and have fun. I was sure, I'll make it a little competitive. So Corey introduced me to that, and we just kind of hit it off playing together because we were the two best guys who were playing in the club. And it was just we were supposed to go play our first tournament in March 2020, but then COVID hit.
Okay.
So that was the big thing that stopped everything. But yeah, that's how I got into it.
Okay. Let me break this down a little bit. What's your athletic background?
Okay, I grew up playing baseball, soccer. I played basketball for a little bit. Not really.
How many at the varsity level? Let's say high school. Baseball, soccer. Okay, so you have that foundation. You said that you went to Montclair State University.
Mm-hmm. Still currently going.
Still
going into my last semester.
Beautiful. And you are how old?
21.
21 years old, Montclair State. That's actually where we are now. I didn't get to see much of the campus because I got here at night, but it's a real nice place, real near the city. Traffic was a little bad, but we're here. Yeah.
It just gets worse.
Yeah, but 5 o'clock. What are you going to do? Okay, so was there a Roundnet program here, or did you, and because when people think of Montclair Spike Ball, they think of you guys.
Uh-huh.
Did you guys start it, or was there already something in place?
So when I got here, it was this kid named Ben Teicher. Shout out to Ben. I met him in my friend's room, and he was just oh yeah, I do spike ball. You should come out, play, have fun a little bit. I was like, why not? So then I went. I didn't meet Corey until a little later than the first meeting. So I was there for a couple times, and they kept talking about this Corey kid. And I was like, oh, this Corey kid's so good. He's pretty good. He's gonna come. He's gonna bring pizza for you guys. So I was always where's my pizza? Where's my pizza? So he eventually did bring pizza, and so it was a good first impression.
Very good.
But yeah, so he kind of started it, and he's the same year as me. So I was a freshman. He was a freshman. He wanted to start it. Corey was a junior at the time, and they kind of both got it started, but didn't finish getting it started because there's a lot of paperwork that gets thrown at you when you want to start a club sport.
Mm.
So they had a lot of paperwork that they just didn't do. So Ben kind of stepped down. I kind of filled his role. Then we finished the paperwork part, and we had it down. That's when we were able to get jerseys. We were able to get the racquetball room to play consistently. And then COVID hit. And COVID hit, and it just kind of put that all to a halt, and we had to reset coming back in. So when we came back to school, after COVID, there was this other kid who was like a transfer student, never heard of him. Here had started another spike ball club, and he was taking care of all the paperwork and stuff. So that's when me and Corey kind of just played with them instead of like running it, which is honestly a lot better because when you run it, there's a lot of paperwork,
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, and like just talking and communicating with like the rec center, and it's not fun.
Yeah, it's more work than it is fun.
Exactly.
That's fair. Okay, so I feel like you guys had an awesome 2022 season, and we can go through it more. We got a couple of things that I want to get to, and personally, I think I'd love to have you back on here, and we can dive into like more. You post a lot of good content. If you could, for me, give the Instagram handle for both yours and your teams, so we can put it, and I'll drop it too in the description of the YouTube video.
My account is Matt Spo Roundnet.
Okay.
And my team is JerseyBoyz Roundnet. Pretty easy if you put them up on the screen. Yes.
I'll throw them.
Or just throw them in the link. It's
I will.
Pretty simple. Yeah, I post a lot. I've been posting Matt Spo every week. I do that. The past couple of weeks has been a couple times a week. So I'm trying to like really grind them out now that the semester's over. I have some time. So pushing out as much content as possible. JerseyBoyz is like, I post whenever I get like a good play, or I'm doing my little highlight reels, like those little hype reels.
Yep.
Out for each tour stop or the majors. I still need to do Texas. It's just a while ago, but
that's right.
I mean, the time's not the best.
You do a good
out next year, but
that's just fair. You do a good job with the content, and I always like seeing. Usually, I see it on yours, I see it on your Roundnet, and then I see it on the JerseyBoyz. And it's cool because sometimes when you see a good clip, you're like, all right, let me hit that. And then let me rewind and hit it. I don't ever have to rewind and hit it because I just watch on the next one. So I get to watch it three times, which is awesome.
Every time I post, I have so many like accounts on
Instagram. Right, you just hammer on
every account. Just
yep.
To get it up there.
Just to get it cooking. I love it. So let's get into the New Jersey rankings that just came out. Okay. I think that they were. This is just my interpretation of them, and then you can kind of chime in. Matt Spo is on the board. I don't know how many people it's made up of. Five?
Yeah.
5 people on the board that determine these rankings. So you can tell me about the criteria and whatever here in a second. I'll turn it over to you. But before you do, I felt like it didn't become like a drama show. I don't want to say that, but it was supposed to be more fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes it got like weird a little bit. And I think it's good and it's healthy, and maybe next year we do a top 30 or something, you know what I mean, or whatever. But I wanted to turn it over to you. We have the top 20 rankings. Tell me, because I think the biggest question is, what was the criteria?
So we posted the rankings. We had them for a little bit. We talked about them for months. We talked about them for a very long time because it was fitting all these people into 20 kids, 20 athletes, 20 players who are the best in Jersey. And it's very hard. When I think we should have done 30. We should definitely do it higher for more. We can probably, by the next rankings, we'll probably get it to like 30, 40, maybe even 50 because of how many people play. The criteria was active in the past 6 months, active as in not just going to tournaments, not just going to pickup, doing a little bit of both, playing like at school if you go to school, playing in our NJ pickups that we do, and it just like residing in New Jersey. So like if there's kids that go to school in New Jersey, would have counted that.
Sure,
most
just
of
here.
the Jersey guys kind of stay in Jersey. Some who went out of Jersey, we counted them too. So Dimitri goes in Rhode Island, Cole goes to Richmond, Brandon goes to Drexel, which is PA, right?
Yeah.
And so it's all these. So if they leave the state, they're still eligible because they live in Jersey.
Okay.
We didn't put like Max Modell lives in New York now, so we couldn't put him. Dan Abrams lives in Colorado. We couldn't put him. So like they moved out, so no more with them. And activity-wise, it's basically just who we saw between the 5 of us at tournaments recently and at the pickups recently, and who we saw like consistently playing. So there's a couple guys that we didn't put on there because we didn't see them consistently, basically since Philly. So like if you played at Philly but nothing really after, it was hard for us to rank you, or we didn't put you on because of that.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Do you feel comfortable saying who was on the committee? Who were the other people?
Yeah. So the committee basically was decided. Me and Connor revived NJ Roundnet. So Connor Prelick big name in the spikeball community. A lot of people know him. He's very outgoing. He loves the sport. He loves doing the best for the sport, and he loves growing the community. So he wanted to bring back NJ Roundnet because it kind of died because this kid who ran it prior moved on with life and like.
Who was this? I don't even know.
Demhurst. Kevin Demhurst is his name. He played a while ago and he was a really good player.
Okay.
But I never met him. Connor met him. I knew Kevin McLean met him. Like he knew him. They were close. But yeah, it was like he kind of like moved on with life. He stopped spikeball and just like kind of real life hit him. So he didn't really play much. I think COVID also did a factor. I think 2020 was like the last posts. So, and he, I think, lost the password. So it was very tough for us to like get the account back. So it took a very long time. Like it was beginning to midsummer when we had talks of reviving NG Roundnet, and for it to just become revived, when was it, October?
Yeah.
When we got the password and started posting again.
Okay, so it's you and Connor.
So yeah, me and Connor, we started it. We wanted to get people who we trusted, who we knew. Obviously, we took Gabe because #1 player in Jersey, one of the best in the world. He will be honest with everybody else because he knows his spot on the rankings. He's not fighting for a spot. We took Jake Modderstedt, one of the Lemon Lads, because he's not from Jersey.
So unbiased.
An unbiased PA player who plays with all the Jersey guys. And we took Max Gunnison because Max will not lie to you. Max will tell you how it is. He doesn't really have to fight for anything. I think those 5 were all 5 players that played with everybody enough, that were honest enough, and just knew who would be the best in each spot.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is.
I love it.
I thought it was.
It is. Okay, so I was going to talk a little bit more about individual rankings and stuff in NJ, but I think that hitting on, because we've been going for a little bit, I think hitting on these end of year awards may be better and easier for the the listeners to connect to, as opposed to going through some of the NJ guys. Is there anything with NJ and the rankings else that you're like feels pertinent or something you'd like kind of cool to talk about?
I'm down to dive in to the rankings if you want.
Okay.
I would happily answer any questions you have, because I know like there was debate with the rankings, because I feel like with any rankings you're going to get debate. Most of them there's especially with Jersey, it's so competitive.
Yeah.
We have so many good players in such a tight range. Like the top 20 players can all play in one pickup, and every single game will be a competitive game.
Yeah, it is true.
There's not going to be a single game where it's like, oh, that was a dud. Oh, that was
it was 21-9.
Yeah,
No, it won't be.
It's so competitive in Jersey.
Yeah.
So it was so hard to create a rankings, especially narrowing down the top 20. And we made a lot of changes in the rankings towards the end, like when we were getting close to posting the rankings. Because there was a couple pickups prior to or after we made, we had our list basically almost finished.
Yeah.
We had a couple pickups that brought some people back, and it kind of moved some people around, because we were like, oh, he's back and he's playing well, or this guy's back and he's played really decent.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we got to move some stuff around now.
Sure.
Because we just thought they were inactive or they weren't playing well.
Yeah. Fair. Dude, I'll be honest, I was happy to be on the list. I came in at 18 on the list. I haven't played all that much, but feeling good about sort of where we're going for this next season, and playing more at home. I have to travel so damn far to play with everyone.
It's tough. You're down there.
So yeah, it's tough. But no, I was happy to be on the list. I guess there was only person that I didn't see on the list that has been to the pickups. Well, I guess there's a couple, but one person that's been to the pickups that I saw was Thomas Hoffman. I don't know. I'm a fan of Thomas Hoffman, and I feel like you want to go get into it.
He's not from New Jersey.
He doesn't live in New Jersey?
He's not. He's from New York.
Screw you, Thomas Hoffman. Then you're out. You're off the rankings.
He would have definitely been on. Maybe not definitely. Maybe not.
I don't know.
We'll leave that up to interpretation.
I thought he was a New Jersey guy.
No, he plays a lot with us because he lives closer to Jersey than to the city where a lot of them play. So he plays with us a lot.
All right. I like Thomas Hoffman's game.
Great game.
Yeah, I'm a fan. So okay. So well, a couple of the topics, I guess. What would be interesting? I guess the interesting one, the hot topic that a couple people have brought up, is the 2 and 3.
Cole and Dimitri.
I mean.
Yeah. So I think it came down to playing with them. Because, like, Cole, it was tough for us. None of us played with him because he was in Richmond for school.
Yep.
And same with Dimitri. Dimitri went up to Rhode Island,
Mm-hmm.
but Dimitri played with us over the summer, whereas Cole was still rehabbing his knee.
Sure.
So we saw Dimitri sooner. We saw what Dimitri had to offer. We only saw Cole. We only really saw his clips from the college sectional, and he looked good.
Yeah.
A couple of us had Cole over Dimitri. A couple of us had Dimitri over Cole.
Yep.
It's they're both great players. I think Cole has the edge because he's been playing for so long.
His resume
is fantastic. He's
Yep.
been pro division a long time.
Yeah.
He's always been a player who shows up and plays well, and he's just got those skills. And he's only been getting better because his knee was messed up,
Mm-hmm.
but like he was still serving, still hitting, just not moving. So I'm high on Cole. I think Cole has the 2 spot. I didn't think it was much of a debate.
Whoa.
Having other people debate it is kind of like made me see it.
Yeah.
Because I love Dimitri. I love how he plays. I love playing with Dimitri. And it's just, I didn't really think there was much of a debate because when I played Cole, it was before his injury. So it was a while ago. And I wasn't that good a while ago. So I thought he was really, really high.
Yep.
And I still think I think he is better than Dimitri. I'm not saying Dimitri can't get there. Dimitri's fantastic. He showed up in Boston with Bono. They killed it.
Yeah.
And I think Dimitri's only going to go up from there. I think he's going to get really good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton. I can't add a ton. You've played with both guys. I've only seen Dimitri play. I've never played against him. Never seen Cole play. No, he took a year off rehabbing. But I just saw Dimitri and he was lights out.
Yeah.
I think that if you put them both on the serving stripe, I think there's an argument to be made that Dimitri is stronger.
I think he is.
I think maybe Cole's fundamentals, like his spike fundamentals, maybe a little bit cleaner of a player, but really splitting hairs. 2 like good players. To hear you say it's not really that close, I don't know. I struggle with that a little, but
I would say Dimitri's definitely higher on the serving line because Dimitri has a lot of range and a lot of different serves that'll get you.
Sure.
And he can cut wide right and left, which is the worst. That's like a Vinny kind of.
Yeah, it's trouble. It's trouble.
And it's terrible. But Cole has consistency.
Sure.
Cole has amazing sets, really good hits. Like just from playing so long, it gives you that consistency of not making as many mistakes. So like I think I'm gonna say spotty, but spotty's not the word. Like Dimitri's a little more spotty, whereas like he will make some mistakes.
Yeah.
But he just makes a little more mistakes than Cole would make when playing.
Let me ask you a question. Who's the best player that Cole's ever played with in a tournament? It's a no-brainer.
Max.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Who's the best player Dimitri's ever played with in a tournament?
I don't know how many people. I think
the answer is Banowski.
No, but I think he's played with Gabe in tournaments and like these off tournaments. Not like
No. I'm talking tour stops. I'm talking tournaments that matter.
Bottom, I'd say. Yeah.
Right.
So okay, yeah.
You get where I'm headed?
I do get where you're headed, but still, it's like we really didn't go off of finishes because Cole played with a kid. I'm not sure what his level of premier is. He's premier.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a high level premier player because I never really heard of his name.
Okay.
And they did pretty well in Richmond. I think, or wherever the college sectional was, they did decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we came down to it, we couldn't come down to finishes because of that, because of who you're playing with matters. So when we were talking about it, we didn't really care for, okay, these guys beat them here, these guys beat them here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, we kind of took it as if we took this person today, put them in a pickup and had them play, how well would they do? Like on a good day, they're playing their best.
Is Cole 100% healthy?
Yes.
He's ready?
He's all the way back, yeah. Okay.
I really want to play with him and see like what he's got. Because again, this is not a me shitting on Cole session. I heard he's legit.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of Dimitri with some footage and with like the 2 tournaments I was at that he was to know he's high level.
I got to play with Cole a couple times when he came back for winter break, and it was cool. It was really good playing. He's such a solid player playing. So fun.
Are you closer friends with Cole than Dimitri?
I am, but
not that impacted your judgment, but you're a lover. I can feel it from you.
I only became close friends with Cole since he kind of came back from school.
Okay.
Because I've only really talked to him over the phone, other than the one time I've met him prior to, I think I met him at Nationals, but I didn't talk to him. I had one pickup with him when I was like in advanced level, very little after Nationals.
Yeah.
And the winter was really the most I ever talked to him.
Yeah.
So like we really weren't really talking until this winter.
Okay. Bro, I think that really was the only one I saw that I was just like, that's close. That could go either way in my mind. Like, obviously people chat, so they go, oh, yo, send me your NJ top whatever 15. I didn't do a 20. I think I did like a 12 or something like that.
Most people do like top 10.
Yeah, top 10. And so I flipped them around a little bit, but I really thought the rankings were solid. I saw a couple people we just haven't seen play as much, but I thought you guys did a really good job. Again, none of you guys are headhunters. Like, you're not very biased. You're friends with everybody. None of you have any freaking, enemies or people that you think like down on. I thought you did a good job. I really have no complaints. I'd like to see both JerseyBoyz and all the Lemon Lads on the left side of the board next season by the rankings 2023.
I think we should do it, yeah.
I think it's doable. So like everyone ahead of me, you know what I mean? Like when you get drafted and there's people ahead of you, you know what I mean? Like for college sports, those names ahead of me now, they're just like crosshairs on all of them.
Exactly.
I'm taking each one of them out one at a time.
That's what I love to hear.
Yeah, so that's what we got to do. So listen, that's a little bit of NJ. If anything else comes up that you like, I really want to touch on that, tell me and we will. If not, I'd love to get into some end of year rankings. I know you like the sport as much as I do, if not more, and have watched the pro content, the spike ball stuff that's come out, been at some of these tournaments, seen things live. So I have here 9 awards we're going to give out for the end 2022. And if this goes well, I want to do it again in 2023, and maybe you'll do it with me, and the end of year show will be me and you. We'll just cap the year off. We can make that a thing. So here we go. We'll go back and forth. I'll either lay it up to you or I'll take it.
Okay.
First award. I want you to tell me who had the best jersey in all of Roundnet this season. Who had the best kit? Who showed up and looked good, felt good, and played good?
Man, that's a tough one.
I know.
Jerseys. I love a lot of jerseys. I know Jenna does a really good job designing a lot of them. She kills it when it comes to that. Oh, man. I'm going to be honest, you sent me this. I took a look at it, and I didn't look at it after.
That's fair. Oh, here you go. You're on the spot.
I want it to be more genuine.
Sure.
And
if you don't have it,
I want you to go.
Okay, I'll go. My favorite kit, I love the Lemon Lads kit. I'm always going to support it. And also, too, in this part of the pod, I'm going to throw a picture of the jerseys or the player or whatever on screen with us so people can see. The Lemon Lads kit is here.
Solid.
It's freaking solid.
It's a good kit.
It just makes you happy.
Sunrise.
Yeah, it's just good shit. Yeah. But my choice for the kit of the year is all of the core of Florida, their Roundnet kit. It was like red, orange. It had a spaceship headed up through the middle, and I really, really liked it. I just thought it just caught my eye, and I saw a lot of people rocking it more than just like, it wasn't just like a team. It was a whole gang. A lot of them were at the tournament in Atlanta. And I felt their energy. They stood and root cheered for their boys Bazinga, and there was a bunch of people in that jersey, and I was just like, you know what? I ride with the Florida kit. So that's my choice, Florida kit. Somewhere up here.
That's a good choice.
You remember it? You remember it?
Okay. I can see it a little bit. It's like is it the Hialeah one? Or the,
it's not the high. I don't think
that's a good one too.
It's a very good one.
Yeah.
It's not. I think they're different.
They are different. Okay.
I think they're different, but I'll look it up after. But I think they're different. All right. What do you feel?
There are so many good ones. Okay. I can't choose one, bro.
We'll go to the next. What we're gonna do is after this pod drops, is what I want you to do. I'll pin your comment. I want you to answer it in the YouTube comments.
So like I have one. I'm just trying to think of more because I don't want to miss any. I love Assistive Touch. I love their colorway.
Okay, the pink and the blue.
Yeah, even last year's was cool too with the tan and the blue.
Yes.
The pink and the blue looks sick. I love how it's like the hands touch, the fingers touching.
Sure.
And how they include the faces of all their donors on the back.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's really cool, and I like the logo. Really does it for me for Assistive Touch.
Okay,
I'm
Assistive
a big
Touch.
Assistive Touch fan.
Dude, absolutely. We're going to probably get into a little bit more of them here in the next couple. Award number 2. Who had the ugliest, trashiest, complete dog water jersey in 2022? Who's was just like, this is not it.
We are firing here.
Yeah. And I will go first again if you'd like.
Yeah, you go first.
This is going to be a freaking hot take, I think, but I really don't care. I have this here too, and now, geez, I have a lot of profanity in this. I hated the Team USA jerseys support.
Really?
You know what they felt like to me? They felt old 1970s hockey team, or like, not that I have an issue with hockey, but it just felt like bland. It's just like, make it blue, make it red, add a flag, solid colors. That's it. It just wasn't creative at all. And I hate it. I literally hate it.
I really like it. I was thinking about saying them for my most liked.
But you didn't.
I do though.
You hate it.
No, I love it.
No, you
I
don't.
really like it. Like, so
It's just
they have
so garbage.
No,
Come up with
so
something better.
It's solid blue. It's
Yeah.
got the red stripe underneath the arm. It's clean. It has the stars fading up from the bottom.
I don't know if we saw the same jersey. We'll pull it up. It'll be up
Well,
here.
yeah, so it's
It'll
like
be up here.
Stars fading up from the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes from like a lighter blue to a darker blue. It fades up to the white USA in the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's clean. It's not busy. It gets the job done, and I think they look sick watching the stream.
Bro, listen. Listen to me. Here, I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
Any jersey that you were going to back, don't ever say the jersey gets the job done. Because you know what gets the job done means? It passes. Okay. It'll do.
Then I'll say it looks phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
It gets the job done by looking really good.
I can't deal with this guy. He doesn't even believe it. I promise you.
I own it.
Okay. Gosh, Lee. I'm over that freaking jersey. Next year, we're over it. Award number 3. Who was breakout player of the year, surprise player of the year?
Time out.
Go ahead.
Number, what's it called? Question 1, best jersey?
Sure.
Didn't come out yet. We got the look of it. Roundnet. Have you seen it?
Oh my God.
Don't tell me you don't like it.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Roundnet, I just saw it.
It's incredible.
From Mikey. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I
went. You know, that's where I graduated.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
incredible.
That jersey is phenomenal. I was gonna buy it when I don't even go. I don't live near Rowan.
Yeah. I want to play. I want to play with Mike this year in a tourney, and I want to wear that jersey with him.
So good. I think that's my number 1 because that was the first.
It's so clean.
Yeah. I was just like, that's phenomenal.
It's a showstopper. All right, think about it. You want me to go first or second?
Okay.
Breakout player of the year, surprise player of the year, and again, not somebody you thought was bad and is actually good, but anyone that just like came on the scene this year and really was just like, oh man, he's like legit.
Okay.
You want to go first or second?
I'll go second again.
Okay. For me, and I don't know if he has been on the scene or what he's done prior years, so you could roast the hell out of me. Who cares? It is Ryan Gross. So I didn't know he was that good, and again, this is no disrespect to him, but he's not really the most intimidating of sorts.
Exactly.
He's kind of like a Slim Reaper or like a Scarecrow, where he's going to come in, and when you're least expecting it, he's going to kill your ass. Yeah. And between the serving, both hands, 1 foot, 2, step out left, drop off of 1. I just thought he was I thought he was kick-ass. He won a tour stop, took home a picture with a mix-up partner and then with his usual partner. Two pitchers this year. Didn't know he was that good. Well, now I know.
I'm high on Ryan. I was thinking of Ryan Gross. He's phenomenal. Playing him personally, it was like he's one of those sleeper guys where it's like he's really good. He's really good. But when you're playing him, it's not like he's doing anything crazy. Like I said earlier, he doesn't do the fancy everything. He plays the game. He plays the game solid. There wasn't a point when we were playing where we were like, wow, this guy's crazy. Yeah. It was just like all of a sudden the score was 11-5. It's like, how did we get here? Because he's just a solid player that does everything right. That's a fantastic pick. I'm gonna go with someone else just to pick someone else. I'm leaning towards taking Dylan East. Dylan East
Interesting.
came out and he did very well playing with Hayden, and I think he was. I didn't know of him last year, but I also didn't know of much people last year.
Sure. Me either.
Even like beginning of the season,
Yeah.
he was like, people didn't really. I don't think people really like knew of him too much,
Mm-hmm.
and then making pro division and doing very well. Coming in second in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 Airbuds. That was solid. Ryan and I were there.
Yeah.
Ryan and I were there. We saw him beat Gabe and Max like prime time. They played good. They played really well.
Dylan is a fantastic player. I love watching Dylan play. I love talking to Dylan. Good guy.
Good dude. I go Rye. You go Dylan. Number 4. Right to it. 2020. And this isn't best server. 2022 most dangerous server when you're in need of an ace.
Okay.
Who you got? I'll flip it to you. You're going first this
I'm
time.
going with Vinny. Vinny from.
Have you played? Have you played him before?
I did.
I think I might have saw the clip.
Yeah, you might have seen this. So Vinny is. This was like.
Shit.
So I just played him the first time in the Christmas Classic,
Yeah.
and I've always heard it. I've always like thought, okay, yeah, this guy's really good.
He's a left-right god.
I thought it was going to be something where like I could adjust to.
Sure.
It took me forever to adjust to. Like it was the first couple serves were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I could get it. Yeah, he got me out fakes the first couple of times. I stopped fighting, and he would go one way, and I see the toss, and I put all my effort and all my weight going that way, and he still beats me wide. And it's just so low, so fast.
Yep.
And his consistency is insane. And he's only getting more consistent.
Yep.
I think he just had a good game. Vinny, you're not all that. You're not all that, Vinny. Don't get in your head.
Can I tell you one thing about that? Obviously,
Yeah.
I watched it, right? I felt like because you respected his serving ability so well, you were further off the outer circle. You were further back than you usually play. And I feel like you gave yourself like a little bit of a cushion. But sometimes what happens when you're that far off the outer circle and you're still moving laterally is you're not making up for that difference. I would have rather seen him beat you hitting that serve and you getting a hand on it and it been a botched touch than see it go by.
I started that way. I started back because I heard it was fast.
Right.
But then I realized it's like I can't be so far back. I need to stay on the line and I need to follow that line.
Right.
That's when I was getting touches.
Cool.
versus
Gotcha.
getting
Gotcha. That makes sense.
The first couple aces was I was too far back.
Yeah.
And I was going out instead of following the curve.
Yeah.
So that's why he's a fantastic server. That's why I got ace so much.
Fair.
Yeah, it took too long for us to adjust.
To calibrate. Once you guys had downloaded the data, it was too late. But I like to see you guys play them again, and I think you will in the future. Let me go for mine. Most clutch, not that. Number 4, most dangerous server 2022. Again, I'm going to go off of somebody that I saw live and have seen in some footage. I'm going with Blake Bozak. I saw him live, and this is why I have him as my answer. I was watching him live play against Assistive Touch, who I feel like are 2 of the better serve receivers in Hammond and Marshall, and I saw him hit a lefty serve on both guys. And at some point in time in the match, specifically Buddy, but Clark did a little bit of one, but Buddy for sure, the serve went by and he turns to his partner and goes like this, goes, no clue.
Yeah.
And he's so high level, you know what I mean? And like even, I don't know if you saw the footage, but they played in an indoor facility and Ryder aced him and he said he had the time to think and he goes, nobody's going to be able to get that.
Yeah.
Right? Which is fair. And that's a good compliment. I'm telling you that the Bozak aced him so hard that he went like this.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And he just turned his mind to mush. And I was just like, dude, this guy's cold-blooded. And so that's my freaking pick. Blake Bozak. He's a stud. Okay. This is an interesting award. Number 5, most clutch player in 2022. And I'll let you think for a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire right away because I prepared some stuff here, so it's a little bit easier for me. My answer is Frederick Hinkle,
Okay.
and I feel like he's one of those players, and I don't have the data here in front of me, but one of those players where the closer the game is, the later in the game it gets, the more that's on the line, the higher the stakes, the harder the opponent, his level continues to rise. And I just feel like when the going gets tough, he's just always hitting serves and he doesn't mess up. The best match of the year, I'm stuttering. The best match of the year that I saw in person was in, where the frig were we? In Columbus, them against Gabe and Addison.
100%.
And every single serve received, every serve, I mean, he wasn't double faulting, he was received. He's laying out for serve receives with the game on the line.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly the game I thought of when you were saying that.
Really?
He sticks to it, and he stays with it.
Yeah.
He shows up when he needs to.
Yep. Yeah. Not much more to say. I just think when the going is its toughest and the most is on the line, he does not shy away from the moment. He's ready.
I agree. I want to say I was thinking of Freddie because of literally that tournament. They did really well. I want to go with my gut's telling me to go with Clark, because Clark is one of those guys where he's like, again, it's not super crazy. Like, he's not one of those guys where you're like, holy shit, that's Clark Marshall. Like that was insane. But he did that in Texas. He made people say that so many times. He got those touches and he got those sets. He got every single hit that he needed to, and he showed up. Buddy was there on defense. Clark was there on offense, putting some pressure on that, and they ran through double clutch. That was, watching that live gave me like a whole new respect for Clark. Like, I always thought Buddy was the better player. I think Clark got the edge now. But again, both fantastic players. I think Clark really did very well in Texas, clutched up where he needed to.
I love it. Okay. This one's a little weird, but number 6, who do you think was 2022, and again, 2022's most overrated player?
Okay.
And so I'm going to preface with this.
Dicey.
It's dicey. I'm going to preface with this. You don't have to answer because, again, we're not trying to throw shade. I do have an answer, and then you can sort of either say, I'd rather not, or I don't have anything, or you can come up with something. But here's my answer. My answer is I don't really have an answer either. I just grabbed like 10, topics and ran with it. But I wanted to throw this on here because when I first started thinking about making a Roundnet podcast, I was listening to Preston and Ryder talk on their pod.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but he answered this question last year.
I do.
Do you know who his answer was?
They called out Max, right?
Max Modell.
Yeah.
So Max Modell, I don't know, A, he probably doesn't care. B, who the hell knows if he even heard it? Mm-hmm. But that would piss me off.
Yeah.
But I take things like that. I'm like, if you use that, I'm going to use it as fuel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Max Modell was, again, incredible this year. And showed up, played, took home a pitcher, played, mixed and matched some partners at times and played. Obviously he and Gabe were ranked number 1 in the world for a bit. And I just feel like it was a nice, not FU, because that's maybe a little too extreme, but it just was a nice, come again?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
It was just nice. And, obviously Max is a New Jersey guy, so I'll always root for him. And he just seems like a good dude, and I've never really had a back and forth with him, but the friends that I have in Roundnet that have never said anything but, awesome shit about Max Modell.
Great.
And I just thought that, obviously, they set the podcast up to take a shot at somebody. And Preston shot his shot at Max. Maybe because he's such a sweetheart that they were just like, he's not going to get pissed off and say anything back anyway. Mm-hmm. I really don't know. It's all speculation, and who the hell am I? I get it. But I just thought it was weird, and then I just freaking loved seeing each tour stop. I don't think he dropped a game in pool play the whole year. It was just such a nice thing to see him say, most overrated 2021 guys. Let's see your rankings now, bitch.
Yeah, no, Max popped out. Max did very
so
well.
I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer, but that's sort of my... I just wanted to talk about that because it was sort of the birthplace of our podcast, that moment, and then seeing that. So if you don't have an answer, that's cool too, but I'll leave it open to you if you want to...
Overrated.
Because you may be the impetus for somebody else's podcast if you shit on somebody.
No, I don't know. See, it's tough because I feel like everybody's pretty properly rated in Roundnet. I feel like everybody knows kind of who's the best. Everybody knows who is really good support players. Everybody knows kind of their place in the sport. I don't think anybody really talks too high on people or too low on people.
Sure, people...
Maybe more too low. A lot of people underrate people. Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of overrating going on in the Roundnet community. I would say a lot of people are kind of...
adequately rated.
Yeah. Like at least on the overscale. I don't
Right,
think
right.
anybody's like really crazy about people who aren't that. Like
I love it. I think that's
like,
perfect.
There's not many hot takes when it comes to that.
Sure. If you're in there and you're playing, let's say in the pro division, you should probably be there.
You should probably be there.
Right.
And like I know, so a lot of people had talks on Kyle Ackerman for being overrated. And personally playing him, he's a solid player.
Yeah.
He got to the pro division because he's consistent.
Sure.
He's not the best player. He's not. I don't think he's a top 10 player, but he showed up and he played very well with Ryan. Like he did what he had to do to get top 4.
Who's people?
I've heard a lot of like people in the Roundnet community talk about.
Okay.
Like just at different tournaments, just overhearing things and just like Kyle's not the best player in the world.
Right.
But he's a solid player.
Yeah.
I could say. I mean, he's not.
So you're jumping on the bandwagon?
He's not my answer.
Okay.
Playing Kyle kind of like made me
appreciate
it more.
Yeah.
But not everybody plays Kyle, so I think
that's fair.
I think he's pretty properly rated. Like I think he definitely belongs in the pro division.
Gotcha. I'm dude. Done. Cool with me. Okay. Here we go. Number 7. We only have 9 of these, so 3 more. Number 7, Defensive Player of the Year, 2022.
Okay, I'm gonna go first.
Roger, fire off.
You're gonna want me to say Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say Buddy.
You don't like to say the obvious, so go ahead.
Okay,
You like USA team jerseys, so what do we know?
I'm gonna have to go with Max Waddell.
Whoa, cool.
I think I'm gonna go off of the entirety of the year. Gabe and Max kind of had this thing going where it was like on defense you really saw Gabe kind of stayed close. Max would be the runner. Max would be the chaser.
Yeah.
Max was everywhere. Me and Corey constantly had conversations about Max going like, it doesn't matter who they're playing. If there was a boom ball, if there was a chorn, Max was there. Max could have been 10 feet the other way, chorn this way, Max was there.
Yeah.
We constantly say he teleported. He flew, he teleported.
Yeah, he glides.
He gets there. So many tour stops we went to, Philly, Richmond, Boston, where we were watching him. We were like, Chorn, all right, good play. All of a sudden, Max is right next to you, getting that ball up. It's like, how the hell does he get there?
What the fuck is a chorn?
Oh, it's a boom ball.
What's a chorn? Does it stand for something?
I don't know. I only know it from Roundnet.
Bro,
From spike ball community,
right.
Everybody says chorn. I know Max Gunnison likes to say chorn a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know who made it up. I don't know how it got here.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I'm just gonna go with it.
Got you, brother.
It's like all I know. It's a boom ball. It's a
boom ball over the top.
Exactly. Just
okay.
a big giant.
Sorry. You can continue.
I know it as boom ball. That's why I always knew it as boom ball.
Me too.
And then some people call it chorn.
I know it as the Mike Garrett.
Right. The Mike Garrett. I like that.
Sorry, Mike.
But yeah, I feel like Max showed up on defense, especially in Boston. Max was like, Max is there. Max knows where to be, and he can kind of tell really quickly where to be, how to get there, the best way possible.
Yeah.
Super fast, really good. Like, and even playing with him recently, it's just like when you're hitting around him. I'm not the best hitter by far, but like when you're trying to hit around him, just looking around, there's not many open spaces. And when you think there's an open space, you'll hit it, and Max gets it.
He closes down.
Yeah.
He closed down well. You know who he would have made? A nice corner. You know what corner is?
No.
In the NFL, a cornerback.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know football?
Not much. Corner. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody marking one of the wide receivers.
Yeah,
he would have made a badass corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very athletic enough to do that.
I'll go with mine, the obvious, Mr. Buddy Hammond. Just tough. He just performed all year, won at the highest level.
100%.
Not the cleanest hitter, but always gets the job done. Even with his hitting, just gets the job done, finds the spot. He looks like awkward when he hits, maybe because he's like muscly. He just doesn't look fluid, but it just works.
I think he's used to the old ways too.
Sure.
The old ways was always that. Always.
Yeah, just a power bang.
He's definitely learned the new ways, and that's why he's got that awesome.
Yeah, backhand power. Yeah, so my answer is Buddy, always in the right place, right time. Good vocal leader too, which is undersold in Roundnet. Somebody who's vocal will always help on defense because you'll be able to talk sometimes midpoint, but two people that are silent throughout the game without adjustments, without anything, just like, we've gotten here with this, let's just ride this ship. The guy that talks is always going to do better on defense. You're going to have little edges in places, and yeah, I don't know. The guy's just bulletproof on defense. Kind of an obvious choice, but that's my choice. Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
not many.
up there too. Like he's just a freak athlete overall, and because of that, he can get places where like quicker.
Sure.
Even if he is on the older side, because he's been in the sport for over a decade now, right? Crazy long time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why him and Max are both so crazy good on defense from experiencing it, from seeing it so often. They can read hits better. They can read and adjust to players' hits a lot better.
Yeah.
Because they started at the basics.
Yeah.
And now it's so far gone, and they've adapted to it while it was going on, versus people like us who have gotten into the sport later and now have to adapt super quick to all this new stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 8, 2022 Roundnet Content Creator of the Year.
It's a good one. It's a good
You want me to go first?
There you go.
My answer is, I don't know his last name, but you just recently played against him, Vinny.
Vinny Mathieu, I want to say.
There it is. Vinny, from Canada. Your videos are just to the point. And I know you don't post a ton, you just really post when you play in tournaments. I watched your series against those guys. 12 minutes, both games, condensed, points, highlights, high fives after, bang, done. Puts the score on the bottom, puts team name. It's just clean. And you can go in and spend like 25, 30 minutes and watch him play 3 series in a tournament. I just think he does a really, really good job of getting to the point and giving people what they want to see, which is the serve, which is the receive, and the point. They don't want to see all the bullshit in between. So yeah, I just think he does a really good job, and I look forward to seeing more of his stuff.
I'm going to go the more social media route.
Sure.
So YouTube, yeah, he does a very good job. Ben does a similar thing. Ben Nantowitz, he also does that when he's posting condensed games. Same as like Noah Vassington does that too. But Vinny does funny. Vinny does make some funny videos, and I got the pleasure of being a part of a funny video.
Yeah.
And it was we got wrecked. But yeah, I like that. I like Vinny as a choice for that. I'm gonna go between Roundnet Germany, because Roundnet Germany on Instagram is posting almost every day. They go between clips to graphics to they did their own awards, and they're doing it right.
Yeah.
They look good. Everything is all clean. It's good graphics, good videos. When you go on their page, all their reels that they're posting has like a professional photo over it, so it doesn't look sloppy at all. It doesn't look like a pixely, blurry mid dive. It looks really clean. It looks really good. I love what they're doing. And Stockholm Spike, great editing when it comes to like videos. This guy is really good at editing his stuff. I don't know who it is. I just like watching it.
Shout out to you.
Those are the 2 that really like popped out to me, just for pushing content out and like pushing good content out.
So yours is more quality and quantity, and mine's more the precise content, which is kind of what I want to see, which is the games.
Yeah.
So there's 2 different things that people are into, and yeah, it's cool.
Check them all out.
Check them all out. Yeah, why not? More the merrier. All right, our final category, man. The last award of 2022. Some may say the most important award, 2022. Greatest Roundnet player in the world. Best living, breathing Roundnet player alive. You want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
All right. I was hoping so, because I don't know where you're going to go with this, but I didn't want to overlap and look like I'm copying, even though mine's on the screen.
Okay.
I'm a broken record. I said this last year at the beginning. I'll say it again. The best player in the world is Gabe Finocchi. He is, if you said to yourself, I'm going to create the perfect spike ball player with the speed, with agility, with all the intangibles, the hitting, the serving, the instincts, I don't know, man. He just, like, if you just went into the lab and started creating a spike ball player, I just think it would come out and look like him. Like I've talked about this with a couple people, wanted to bounce some ideas. I guess the one counter to me saying that about Gabe in particular is his results in the Nationals both past 2 seasons. I don't know why that seems okay to me, because he had such incredible years. And again, I'm not talking about who is the Roundnet champion of the world. That's assistive touch. They have that. I'm talking about single. And Roundnet's not a very single game. It's a game that is you relying on your teammate heavily. Just single player. You're taking a guy with the speed, with the defensive ability, with the hitting, with the IQ. I just don't know if you said, I want to take a little bit of this guy, let's take this person's serve, and this guy's here. I just think if you mush them all together, it's going to look like that kid from West Effort. So, yeah, Gabe Funaki, number one.
I agree. I think Gabe is number one. I think this could be biased because we're friends with Gabe, but he is a great player. I've never played with anybody as consistent and as athletic as Gabe. Yeah. He put the time into the sport. And, like, we always make jokes because, like, every time, like, he would ever bring balls to a pickup, they're always faded and, like, gray. He's the only person I've ever seen do that. It's like, this is why he's, like, the best player in the world, because his balls
there's no tread on
like
his tire.
Balls anymore.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it shows. He's put in the work. He's done it for years. He's a fantastic player. His results do stink. But, like...
Did you say stink?
Yeah, I mean, for Gabe...
Yeah.
He does really good stuff, and I think he is the best player in the world. But
are you agreeing with me then? Is that your vote?
I will agree, but I want to give some honorable mentions because I love so many people.
How many honorable mentions we going? Because this has to be you know what I mean? This can't be too watered down.
I'm gonna put Gabe as number one.
I'm gonna give you you can name two more people.
Okay, so Gabe is number one. I really like watching Fred. Fred is. I think Gabe and Fred are both up there for best players.
Yeah.
I think Fred would take two.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
Go for it. No, say.
I was going to say it'd be crazy if they teamed up, but keep going.
Okay. So, Fred, definitely two. He's just as athletic. He's so good around the net, serving, hitting. He does what he needs to do. He clutches up. He wins. He wins games. It's not a question that he's one of the best in the world. And this might be a hot take, but I'm going to also put Clark Barstow up there, based on his performance. I'm really high on Clark. I love watching Clark play.
That's because you try and play like he does.
I do. I try. I kind of like to base my serving and my style off of what.
Sure, I'd agree.
We have similar like body styles. He's like tall and lanky, I really wanna. I think if I do what he does, I can do really well. Mm-hmm. I mean, if anybody does what he does, you do really well.
You're gonna do what?
But I think I have the ability to do what he does with those really wide wrap shots behind him.
Yeah.
While like staying on the no-hit zone, those really long dives.
Yep.
He shows up when he needs to, and that's why I think he's definitely a top 3 player in the world.
I love it. All right, final question, bro, because we've gone long here, but it's just been. It hadn't even felt that long, but it's been awesome.
For, man. We can cut it down if we need.
We can, but that's true. That's absolutely true. My final question. We're gonna wrap back around to New Jersey Roundnet for our final question. If you could play with present company excluded, so you and I'd like to play with you too. But if you could play with one player in the,
you didn't see that.
It will edit that too. Clip that. In the New Jersey rankings, in a tournament, premier level tournament in 2022 that you haven't already played with, who would it be and why? And Gabe excluded because he's not gonna play with us.
I was gonna say honorable mention Gabe, but yeah, no. Like I played with everybody in pickups before.
I'm talking about you're gonna play in premier tournament at a tour stop.
Okay, I would.
I hope you don't take my answer because again, people are gonna think I'm making it up.
I would love to play with Cole. So, me and Cole, like I said, we've gotten closer recently. We played more recently. Yeah. When we play together, we have fun.
Yeah.
And I really like how he plays and how we play together. So I would love to play a tournament with Cole. That'd be sick. Yeah, I feel like also with his reputation, it's just like who wouldn't want to play with Cole?
It'd be awesome.
A lot of people wouldn't, but I would really like to. I think that'd be really fun.
I think you guys would play well together. I think that would be dope. So my answer, bro, is Max Gunnison. I just feel like there's a couple factors. One, I have to keep playing. I have to grind. I have to level up. I have to earn Premier, and I got to get up there into the dance. And I probably have to play in a Premier level tournament and have a little bit of success because he's already played in the Premier level. But I don't think he has a partner right now. His partner did something else with his life, some great stuff. Mm-hmm. So he's obviously going to link up with somebody else and make a good run. But Max Gunnison would be the one, and this is my reason why. He's Mr. Consistent.
Yes.
The man is freaking consistent, bro. High level serves, Setting is always on point. He's kind of like, he kind of plays the game in slow motion too, what I like, and he's like stoic. He just kind of does his thing, goes through the motions, and then he's another one, like we talked with Ryan Gross, you're playing, then all of a sudden you're down 5, and you're like, I feel like I'm in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a beast, and I really like Max, and so that's my goal, 2023. Grind, get to where I want to be, and then run one with Max Gunnison. Even if it isn't a tour stop, because I know there's not a ton of them, maybe one of the minor ones. But you got to put up, you got to show up, and you got to get it. You know what I mean?
I love playing with Max. When it comes to pickups and stuff,
yeah.
Me and Max, we click. We do pretty good together. Me and Max have talked about playing before. We're gonna play eventually.
You should, man.
I don't know about a tour stop,
right?
But we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, because you and Corey's plan is to play together for the year. Yes. Correct? Okay.
Unless something happens, we're gonna play.
Damn, so everybody's here right now?
For a while. So
sounds good. That's it. Matt, it's been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate it. Thanks.
And with that, the 2022 season comes to an end. Good night.